What's up, everyone? It's the Wiz, getting ready to play some Railroad Empire. I played it through once the campaign. You see everything's unlocked. But I'm going to go ahead and play through it again.
Meticulous planning, tables, figures, and hard facts.
In 1863, on the banks of the Missouri River, the last chapter in the monumental undertaking of the Transcontinental Railroad began.
So I played through this once and know how to sort of play. Hopefully won't get too many train jams.
The Union Pacific Railroad began laying their tracks westward from Omaha through the wild heart of the North American continent. Massive challenges awaited them.
It's really fun.
Civilization, the country was vast, the weather ruthless, and the challenges tremendously energy-sapping. But there was a masterstroke of modern engineering to be accomplished. To tame the wilderness and to conquer it with steel, fire, and steam. Never before had anything like this been ventured, but the time was ripe.
Greetings.
Here we go.
My name is Thomas Clark Durand. Exactly, the head of Union Pacific. We will go down in history as the ones who created the Transcontinental Railroad. And that, my friend, is your job as chief engineer. I can't supervise everything here on site right now, as I have to meet with some politicians in Washington. First, you should familiarize yourself with the basic controls. Move the camera in all directions. Now, test the camera's zoom function. You can also rotate the camera. Give it a try. Very good. Now you know the basic controls. Your first task is to create a rail connection between Omaha and Norfolk to the northwest. Both cities will need a station for this. You already have a station in Omaha, but you still need to build one in Norfolk. To do this, switch to building construction mode.
All right. You want to rotate it, and you want to put it in the middle of town. I don't know, it doesn't matter. Put it sideways. Right in the middle of town.
Very good. Now the two stations need to be connected with tracks. To do this, switch to track construction mode. Now plan the tracks between the stations in Norfolk and Omaha. To do this, select the two station tracks one after the other. Then pay for your track planning.
Okay.
Now create your first train so that you can set up a rail line between your stations. Initially, your train only exists on paper. It's not much use to you without a locomotive.
We're just going to set it to automatic. And the only train we have is Philadelphia. So buy one of those.
Very good. Now you can see the journey your train will take. If there is something to transport, the train will automatically take it.
All right, looks like our first train's going.
However, as each locomotive needs water, sand, and lubricant on its journey, you have to place a supply tower along the route. Very good. Your train is now traveling between Omaha and Norfolk. But you can do even more. Each city needs goods from the surrounding area. For example, every city needs corn. Look, there is a corn farm near Omaha. Until now, the corn has made it to the city in the conventional way, but we want to change that. Now construct a rural train station in the marked location with a corn farm within its radius.
Shift and spin it. I don't remember. Where's Omaha? Let's go right at it.
Now connect the new rural train station to the station in Omaha.
Okay, build some rails.
And now things are getting tricky as we have to deal with a logistical problem. As Norfolk should also enjoy fresh corn, there will soon be 2 trains traveling on the stretch of track between Omaha and Norfolk. Of course, this will then result in a conflict. Since trains cannot travel through each other, you'll need a sidetrack between Omaha and Norfolk. This consists of 1 parallel track and 2 signals. First, create a sidetrack. It needs to be at least long enough for a fully loaded train.
I'll probably double track everything here in a little bit. Jeez.
Excellent.
Okay.
However, your trains won't necessarily use the sidetrack, as they generally always take the shortest route. For this reason, you'll also have to specify the direction of travel on each parallel track. Now open building construction mode and set up a signal in the highlighted area pointing in the direction of the switch. Trains will then be able to stop here when the single track is in use. Now make sure that the track can only be traveled in one direction. For this purpose, set the signal so that trains coming from the opposite direction cannot pass. Excellent. Now do the same on the parallel track so that each parallel track has a different direction. Place a second signal in the highlighted area and block the track to trains coming from the opposite direction. Very good. I'm sure that wasn't at all easy. You will soon come to realize that signals are an important aid in guaranteeing smooth rail operations. You will find more information and tips under Hints and Tips.
Okay. It's going to tell us what to do pretty soon here.
Now assemble a new train and give it a locomotive and a rail line. Your new rail line should run via Omaha to Norfolk so that the people of Norfolk can be supplied with corn.
And we'll just leave it on automatic because we can run passengers and stuff in between them.
Excellent. The corn farm will automatically make use of your train because the cities along your rail line are demanding corn. Conventional transportation is much more costly for the farm. We are still missing something. Locomotives wear out over time and need to be regularly maintained so they can perform their duties more reliably. For this purpose, there needs to be at least 1 maintenance building on each rail line where locomotives can be serviced if necessary. Construct such a maintenance building at your station in Omaha now. To do this, select the station itself and expand the station with this building. Right, we've been lollygagging for long enough. I need to return to Washington for further miserable negotiations with our representatives of the people. I've written a task list for you. Take a look at it and complete the tasks within the given time period. Do not disappoint me.
All right, here's our task. Connect Omaha and North Platte. Connect Omaha and Cheyenne. Cattle to Denver. Meat to Cheyenne. 150,000 people in your rail network. We should be able to do all of this. All right, let's get them done. Omaha to North Platte. And North Platte's right here. Put the train station in there. Put it right in the middle of town. And we need tracks. I turned the contours on so I can kind of see where it's going, but it doesn't look too complicated. This map's pretty flat.
Good. That's finished. You're making progress.
Okay. And we'll expand our trains. We should double track part of this. And put a supply tower on it. And we gotta set up our signals. There we go. And control. Supposed to be control left click. It's not working. Oh, it's just not long enough to do multiple signals yet. Put a couple signals in on the outside of town. So they get clear of town before they stop. If there's two trains on the same track. And we'll expand our train. To go to North Platte also. There we go, that's our main train line. And then we have that corn line, of course, going still. We could probably add extra trains on there too. We want to get beef into Omaha. So, build a train station here. There we go, build some tracks. All right, what was our next task? Omaha and Cheyenne. Alright, we want to get our train going here though. New train, alright. Lead reading to Omaha. freight only, because you can't ship mail or passengers to there, and it's just going to be going back and forth. And Philadelphia. And we'll have to set up a signal on there. And a supply tower. Okay. And we want to get all the way to Cheyenne, so put another small train station in Cheyenne. Build railroad tracks to it.
Those politicians in Washington get on one's nerves. But now let's get back to your tasks. As you can see, Cheyenne is still a little town hoping for an upswing caused by the railroad connection, but a city will only attract new inhabitants if it is supplied with enough goods. Cities receive basic goods from the surrounding area. If you construct stations in the right places and establish rail lines, your trains will be used to transport goods and you will make profits for transportation. But for this, you have to know what goods a city actually needs. You can find out any city's current needs. Now select Cheyenne and view the city's demand for goods.
Okay, let's change the route there a little bit. Add on to Cheyenne. And we'll need to add a couple more trains to it. There we go. Now we got 4 or 5 trains running that route. What do we have to do? Look at Cheyenne, see the needs, and we can build a industry there. We have enough money.
As you can see, Cheyenne currently needs only a handful of goods, and you can only deliver goods that are in demand. As the city grows, it will demand further goods. At the moment, you can supply grain and wood. Both of these goods are available to the north of Cheyenne.
Grain, wood, corn, meat, beer.
Connect Cheyenne to a timber business and a wheat farm and establish a new rail line that connects them both to Cheyenne.
Okay, I think we use the large... Oh, we have the terminal stations. Nice. We'll be upgrading those later. It's easier because of the tracks. I think we have to put a large in here. Yep. So we get both of them. Okay, and build a rail line. We don't want any bridges. We want to leave plenty of room. That's pretty good, 50K. And we're only going to have 1 train on it for the moment. And Philadelphia.
Well done. The city will soon grow. You can see how well it is being supplied at any time in the city dialogue.
And we better
Basically,
put
a
signal
city
on
will
there.
grow once its demands are sufficiently met. I think you have learned enough. Complete the rest of your tasks.
Okay.
But you certainly won't have any success with so little capital. I might have not planned on this being a loss-making business, but I'll help you out this one last time.
Oh no. My money went down to nothing real fast. Okay. 16 loads of cattle to Denver. 16 loads of meat to Cheyenne. That shouldn't be a problem. That should already be going. $150,000 to the rail network. 30,000 in Cheyenne. So what does Cheyenne need to grow? And we're delivering wood here. Oh, we don't need that yet. A brewery? What do they need? Corn, meat, and we got a brewery going. Oh, there's a connection bonus for the wheat. And we could get wheat into to North Platte, since they got beer. They make wheat out of beer. We want it facing that way, so I could take my rail line into this double line. Doesn't want to hook up for some reason. We could hook in after the supply tower. Oh no, what's the problem? There we go. And Put some signals on it. Put another signal down here. Signals everywhere. Help the trains out. There we go. We could put some more signals out here, out in the. Okay, we need a new train. From here to there. We're just leaving it automatic. I know it's freight only. Why is it waiting? Let's put a passing lane in here. Oh, forgot to buy it. There it is. Do we have a supply tower? It's just telling us to build it near the center of the city. And we gotta signal it up. Oh, there we go. We got our automatic signaling to work finally. Flip it around. Oh, no. There we go. Now we fit lots of trains on that little section. Alright, how's our task going? We got 0 cattle to Denver. Why? Oh, because Denver's down here. Okay. Guess we gotta put a train station at Denver. Denver up to Cheyenne. We don't really want a bridge there. That's better. That's not bad. 70,000. Okay. Let's put a signal in there. And a supply tower. And we need a train. There we go. And we need to hook up the cattle to Denver also. I really don't have the money to get the bigger train station. Yeah, I didn't have to get the large. I'm almost out of money. See if I can take a loan here. There we go. Take out 2 loans just for good measure. So we could build some more stuff. Okay, we need a train from Kelly Ranch. To Denver. Automatic. And we'll put Philadelphia on there. And we need a supply tower. And a couple of signals. There we go. Oh, we forgot a supply tower there, it looks like. He should be alright. Cheyenne grows. Nice. How's our task going? 30,000. Connect to Omaha and Rock Springs. There's Rock Springs is up here. I think we could just run a rail right through there. Alright, another small train station. Make some tracks. I'm gonna have to play with that line a lot. That's pretty good. 133,000. No bridges? Alright.
Now you've managed to cross the Great Plains. A masterpiece.
These trains aren't making any money for us. Okay. And what's our task there? 100 passengers from Cheyenne to Rock Springs without stopping. Okay, so we need a train from Cheyenne to Rock Springs. If we can expand my brewery. $400,000. We'll make it twice as much beer though. Oh, we should construct a maintenance shed. Click on the train station. There we go.